my name's Annie, I draw and stuff, and today I am talking about my plant family. A few months ago, I was tweeting about my plant children, and someone asked me for a family portrait, but I have the too much genes, so here's a whole video. I've never been a big fan of nature. I'm more of an indoor human, which is kind of ironic considering where I live. When I was little, I always really hated gardening, and when my mom would ask me to help with weeding, it was by far my least favorite chore. My mom is the plant master. She pretty much turns any plant she touches into a prospering green boy. I didn't inherit that trait. When I got my first office job, my mom bought me a jade succulent, which I would later name Frederick. Frederick sat on my desk through the whole 2 years I spent at my best job ever. But like I said, gardening was not genetic. Sometimes I forgot to water him, or put him in the sun, or remember he was alive. And so slowly his leaves fell away and he got smaller and smaller. When I left my job, I packed up my things, Frederick and all, went home and began the anxiety-inducing path of freelance. A few weeks in, my mom brought me Frederick and went, when was the last time you watered this? I think it's about to die. And suddenly, as I stared at Frederick, wilting and thirsty, I was reminded of all of our good times together.
People, let me tell you about my best friend. He's a warm-hearted person who loved me till the end. People, let me tell you about my best friend. He's a one-boy, cuddly toy, my up, my down, my pride and joy. People, let me tell you about him. He's so much fun. Whether we're talking man to man or whether we're talking sun to sun, 'cause he's my best friend.
And I resolved that I would save Frederick. So I got up, booked it down to the hardware store, got him everything a young plant could need, and went back home to repot him. I waited a few days, hopeful my child would survive, and he got worse! Turns out I had the wrong soil, overwatered him, and his pot was too small, so it was back to the hardware store. On this trip, I noticed someone had knocked another jade plant onto the ground, and as I reached to put it back on the shelf, someone stepped on it. And my stupid, tender heart couldn't just leave it there, so that's how I got Darlene. So now I had 2 dying plants to worry about. I repotted them, changed the soil, put them in the sun, and waited. Weeks went by, Frederick hadn't gotten any better, but he wasn't doing any worse, so I was hopeful. But then, like a little miracle of life, Frederick sprouted a tiny new leaf. He was alive! I had done it. A gardening challenged art student had managed to keep from killing one of the easiest plants to care for. Yeah! And my mom was so proud. Since then, my little family has grown. I have Frederick, Darlene, Sergio, Charlie, Catalina, and I'm actually managing to take care of them. I guess I just learned that if you end up embracing something you hate, you might end up liking it.